Two students are awaiting their friend at the train station when the girl shockingly kisses him on the lips before boarding the train, and the guy is left stunned, unable to comprehend the current moment. However, we will get back to this later. The show starts off with a student, Makoto, present at the entrance ceremony of their school. He notices a girl staring at the list and recalls seeing her on the train. He occasionally saw her riding the same train as him, and with time, he developed a crush on her. However, he isn't so courageous as to go and reveal his feelings to her, so he slowly observes her, and one time, he decides to take a picture since he can't keep her out of his mind. It is a trend in the youth that taking a picture secretly and never letting anyone find out about it will make the two fall in love with each other. However, Makoto doesn't believe such a childish statement and decides to delete the photo while he is in class. Suddenly, another student, his desk partner, Sekai, notices this, and he immediately hides it. At first, she doesn't reveal that she saw the picture, but after he explains that he had fallen for Kotonoha Katsura, she tells him she saw the picture. Even she admits that she is a cute girl, and Makoto tells her in the middle of class to keep it a secret. Since they aren't allowed to talk during the class, they exchange texts through the notebook, where he reveals that it is the first day of his love, shocking the other. After the class is finished, he heads out to enjoy the fresh air, and his friend, Taisuk, approaches him to inquire whether he has feelings for Sekai as he interacts with her too much. He assures him that he doesn't have any feelings for any of his classmates, and she was the one who initiated the conversation with him. Taisuk is a huge admirer of girls and will fall in love with anyone as long as they will spare him a stare. Truly the internet Sigma Alpha something. Sekai arrives, and has a thing to share with Makoto in secret. She takes Makoto to the rooftop where she reveals that she is now the president of the astronomy club since it wasn't being used, and furthermore, she has a selfie with Katsura saved in her phone. Sekai tells him that she went off to meet her earlier, and the two are now friends. She wants to help Makoto with his love life and believes that they can only get together if they both make an effort, since they don't know each other. Sekai will do everything she can to introduce them to each other. Makoto is incredibly furious as he suspects that she told someone else and pushes her, but she assures him that his secret is safe. He instantly apologizes for his behavior, and the other reveals that she has planned a phone call with her tonight, and he will be given the report tomorrow. Sekai's friend, Setsuna, doesn't understand why she has been hanging out with Makoto lately, and she tells him that he is interesting and she just wants to get to know him better. The following day, she informs Makoto in the classroom that she has planned a lunch together with Katsura, and he has to accompany her there. She forces him to go there and bribes him with multiple interests, such as finding out about her type of boys and her hobbies. However, he is unfazed, and simply wants to isolate himself. Since he isn't budging off, she has to use her brute strength, and as they arrive at the rooftop, Katsura is already there, awaiting them. The three sit down to have lunch, and Katsura reveals that she has made sandwiches for all of them. As they take the first bite, they instantly realize it is her first time making them, and even though they taste bad, Makoto eats all of them to cheer Katsura. However, it backfires. Afterward, Sekai decides to leave the two alone and excuses that she needs to use the restroom. Now that they are alone, Makoto's mind is burdened with his feelings for her, and Katsura reveals that she anticipated him to be a lot calmer. Makoto inquires whether she has heard about him, and she responds that Sekai told her all about him. Later that night, Sekai calls him, and he reveals that he intends to confess tomorrow. The other wishes him good luck before going to sleep. The following morning, he meets Katsura at the station and confesses to her. Later at the PE class, Katsura informs Sekai about this and reveals that she gave him an okay. She always had someone who interested her, and that turned out to be Makoto, much to the others' amazement. After the school is finished, Sekai approaches Makoto, who is awaiting Katsura, and he inquires why she would go to such lengths for him. She finds this activity fun, while the other has to pay this debt. He would do anything she asked for, and Sekai promptly went for a kiss, indicating that she had feelings for him. Makoto and Katsura are out on a date, and she sees him reading a book to forge more skills when it comes to his love life. She apologizes for being late, and the two head off to enjoy their day. However, Katsura doesn't seem to enjoy it too much as he is only thinking about herself, and in the end, everything goes wrong, when he expects a kiss and doesn't even pay attention to her. At the school, Sekai chastises him for being so childish, and he wants to know about their kiss instead. She is enraged that he could think of something like that when he is in a relationship, and just tells him that it was a greeting. To make up for his prior mistakes, Sekai hands him a couple of tickets to the movie, and instructs him to take Katsura with him. Setsuna spots the two chatting, and asks whether the tickets were really for Katsura and him, as she suspects that Sekai bought them for herself and Makoto but couldn't ask him out. Later that night, the two head off to watch a movie together, and even though Katsura loves zombie-type movies, she has to sit in the theater to enjoy the love story with him. The entire time, Makoto is focused on her as he believes he will get a chance to kiss her today. As soon as he squeezes her arm, he goes for it right in, and a slap is awaiting him. After the movie, he apologizes for his rash behavior and reveals that it was Sekai's idea. Katsura tells him that he has a great relationship with Sekai, and what makes this bizarre is that the movie, where the girl's boyfriend cheats on her with her friend, is kind of similar to their current relationship. As she is heading off the train, she apologizes and goes away. The following day during the class, Sekai erupts at him for being so naive to not even consider someone's feeling. She is enraged that he was so forward with her and expected her to give him a kiss so soon. Makoto tells her that he read this in a book, further enraging her that she never thought he would be the kind of guy to get advice from a love manual. She instructs him to approach her and do make up with her. He visits her class to make things clear but is caught up by his middle school friend, Kadu, and he doesn't get the chance to meet Katsura. After the class, he swiftly catches up with her and wants to renew the whole thing. She wants to know her better this time, but she has a student council meeting to attend and can't discuss stuff with him right now. He tells her that he will be waiting for her at the station as she goes away. After the classes are over, he heads straight to the station to wait for her, while Katsura decides to take the bus route instead. Sekai was expecting her to neglect the other route and wanted her to understand that Makoto had no ill feelings the other day. The two just don't understand each other well, and such types of situations arise often in new relationships. She encourages her to keep on knowing Makoto until she understands him completely, and also informs her that boys have perverted tendencies, so she should be ready for those moments and gently stop him. She heads off to the train station, where he is still awaiting her, and without much drama, she reveals that she wants to know him better before going straight in for a kiss. At night, Makoto calls Katsura to discuss tomorrow's plan, but the phone is picked up by her sister, who is now curious to find out more about him. Katsura has to use force to get her out of the room. The following day, Katsura reveals that her sister, Kokoro, wants to meet Makoto, and the other isn't hesitant to ask whether he can visit her home. Sekai lectures him that he shouldn't be this straightforward with a girl. While Katsura agrees to let him visit, Sekai instructs Katsura to not spoil him further. In the class, Katu and the other girls approach Katsura to tease her about their relationship, and Katu wants her to focus on the upcoming festival as she is a committee member. On the train, Makoto notices that she feels down, and assures her that she can discuss anything with him. She gets closer to him, and the other embraces her. On the other hand, another student is keeping a tab on her and informs Sekai about this as she is mistaken that Makoto is Sekai's boyfriend. Later that day, Sekai lectures him once more to never let the animal inside him go wild, as there's a thing called modesty and he can't just go around hugging his lover in public. The next morning, he takes the train to meet Katsura at her station but is surprised to not find her there. Meanwhile, for some odd reason, Katsura has taken the bus route. In the class, Makoto informs Sekai about this, and she wants him to go and apologize to her properly as they believe she is still angry about the hug. Katsura, after a bit of contemplation, decides to head to the rooftop to have lunch with him. Makoto arrives first and is disappointed that she isn't there, but his face lights up as she arrives shortly after. He apologizes for his mistake, and wants to visit her home as her sister wants to meet him. Makoto visits her on the weekend, and spends the whole day at their home playing with her sister. Her sister is still confused that he doesn't call her by her first name, and on his way back, while Katsura is accompanying him, the two decide to call each other by their first name. They have taken another step as lovers, and the two believe that they will beat the hurdles on their way. At the train station, as they are about to part ways, Katsura instructs him to close his eyes, and she swiftly kisses him on his cheeks, leaving him stunned in amazement. Later that night, he informs Sekai of the amazing experience. However, he also admits that having her as a partner feels kind of tiring. Sekai and Makoto meet up at school the next day and discuss their phone call from the other night. In conclusion, he doesn't really understand Katsura very well and worries that it might cause them problems. Later, the girls discuss their relationships, and Sekai can only recall the kiss she shared with Makoto. Meanwhile, Makoto and Katsura are kissing on the rooftop, and he suddenly starts fondling her chest. She isn't used to such a thing and quickly excuses herself. Katsura informs Sekai over the phone call about the incident, and she assures her that Makoto will be disciplined. However, Katsura reveals that she doesn't hate the idea, it's just that she isn't used to that kind of thing. Sekai informs her that boys have these tendencies, and some moments can turn them up. She wants to know whether Katsura also has a vulnerable moment where she feels aroused in certain situations. And the other explains that kissing while riding a horse is a feeling she wants to experience. Katsura's mother has given her a couple of tickets as they don't need her, and she wants her daughter to go out with a friend. The following morning, she boards the train and approaches the gloomy Makoto to invite him to a movie. However, he doesn't show any interest in her, and the thing from yesterday is still on his mind as he believes he is a bother to her. Faced with such a weird situation, Katsura doesn't feel the need to ask him out. At the classroom, Sekai wants to know about their relationship's progression, and whether he is going to the rooftop again. However, much to her surprise, he wants to have lunch alone at the cafeteria, and she teases him. Instead, he gets mad at her, and the two quickly head outside to discuss properly. Sekai tells him that getting kissed at school, on the rooftop on top of, isn't a good experience for females who want privacy, and assures him that the mood would change if he were to kiss her somewhere private. Now he is looking forward to visiting her home and kissing her there. Since he doesn't have any experience with females, Sekai decides to become his practicing partner. Makoto still doesn't understand what her special training means, and she takes him outside to explain that it will help him get along with Katsura better. She takes him to a park where she reveals the ideal type of atmosphere where Katsura may feel aroused, and may give him a chance to do perverted things to her. Just as they are about to go for a kiss, they are found by children who tease them. With nowhere else to go, they get back to the school since most students have already left. On the other hand, Katsura is still at the school and has written an email to Makoto, apologizing for whatever happened. Meanwhile, the two head over to the rooftop where they are alone, and she instructs him to slowly make his moves, as this is just training. They aren't allowed to kiss, and Sekai now wants him to slowly get closer to her. He starts fondling her chest and goes on to have her reveal a portion for him. Even though she is initially against the idea, she allows him to have a look at her body. As they are returning, Sekai tells him that the training is done, and now he will have to practice more with Katsura instead. Her gloomy face is visible to everyone, but Makoto fails to notice it. He runs into Katsura, and she wants him to go to the pool with her. The girls have also invited Taisuke to the pool as Kuroda has a crush on him. On the other hand, Sekai feels jealous due to Katsura's breasts, and Setsuna tries assisting her, but they eventually realize that she is better the way she is. At the pool, Taisuke is continuously analyzing Katsura, making Makoto question him about his fondness for her. As she cannot reveal anything about his relationship to his friend, he decides to let him run his mouth in moral boundaries. Kuroda wants to know him better, so she asks Taisuke to assist her in teaching her swimming, and forcefully takes him away. Makoto helps his girlfriend, and she eventually slips off, coming into his arms instantly. Makoto wants to enjoy the sensation of her breasts for longer, so he asks her to stay still for a while. After she goes away, he reaches out to Sekai, to inform her that he wants more practice, and casually touches her. However, she stops him from doing anything weird, and instructs him that the training is over, now he can only practice with Katsura. Makoto feels like he can be open with Sekai and be silly compared to how he acts around Katsura. After she gets back, they all decide to have lunch, and Taisuke wants to eat everything Katsura has made. He has been eyeing Katsura, but once he finds out that she is going out with his friend, his heart breaks into pieces. Makoto teaches her again, and this time, she has made quite a progress. Taisuke was totally under the impression that Makoto was in love with Sekai, but the other assured her that she was trying to help him out. Taisuke wants her to find a partner for him, and she agrees to it as Kuroda is present there anyway. After they are done, Katsura asks Makoto to visit her home, and he agrees to it. However, he doesn't seem too happy about it. Seeing his look, Sekai takes him somewhere private and lectures him. Makoto doesn't have any feelings for Katsura anymore, and all he wants is to spend some time with Sekai. Much to his disappointment, the other turns him down as he should be together with Katsura. At the train station, he leaves Katsura alone, and texts Sekai to see her. However, the other isn't responding to him intentionally as things might go wrong. Makoto doesn't care about Katsura anymore and rushes off to Sekai's place. He eventually meets her and hugs her instantly. Afterward, the two head to her room, and on a cold rainy night, the two embrace each other under a blanket. And that's all for today. I will be doing a part 2, so make sure to subscribe to not miss it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.